up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Rage Bros Inc. We are playing some more Rust, and I just came over here. That bear is trying to ward me off. He's like, hey, that's my wood. But I'm gonna come ninja it from him, as he does some weird techno dancing over there. Come on, hurry up. When you get to these wood piles, they give a lot of wood, which is awesome. So, alright, and we'll get this. Oh, wait. That's by a ton of radiation. We can't go over there. Oh, God. One thing that they do need to fix is how long things follow you for. But actually, it kind of looks. It's a little bit more realistic as far as survival goes. Is when, like, a bear or a wolf follows you. It'll follow you for about half the map. So, focusing on not going by those is very important. In the last episode, we cooked this chicken up, which we got from a boar pig, which there is no chicken when you kill a boar in real life. It is boar meat, not chicken. So, one of the very fun things of Rust. Alright, so we came to another abandoned building here, and, ooh, paper. Paper used to be for research kits. They kind of fixed it now to where you don't really need that anymore. We're getting a lot of loot from these warehouse building majigs, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so there's another thing of wood. There's a deer there. Deer are really hard to kill. See, they just run off like that, and they run way too fast, so you really want to get a ranged weapon to kill them. Alright, so we're going to get this last wood pile. And once we get this, then we're going to build a little shelter. Now, just for the video's sake, we're going to build this shelter right here next to the road. Actually, I'm going to put it up here in the rocks just a little bit, because even showing it, it's never smart to build next to the road, ever. Because it becomes a focus point for anybody who's on the road trying to get through. So what we'll do is we'll come over here into this rock. What was that? It looked like there. Oh, no, it's a rock wall. It looked like a building. So what we're gonna do real quick is go to the crafting. Look for wood shelter. It's 50 wood, and we're gonna build that real quick. As you can see, our food is getting really low at the bottom right corner, and so we need to hurry up and. Well, I've actually got food here, but we need to hurry up and make a little shelter, so we can get a little base going here. I'm going to eat all this food up real quick. When you eat the chicken, it makes a sound of chips, which is hilarious. I'm sure they'll change that when the game actually goes to beta. It's been in alpha for a while, but they've had to do a lot of changes. They're actually revamping it here very soon. They're going to be doing a lot of different things to it, which is fantastic. The more they do, the better the game becomes. I didn't necessarily agree with the zombies being taken out. I thought it was a lot of fun. Having the zombies chase after you at night is pretty funny when you just run into a crowd of them. But they did want this to be a survival game, not necessarily like a post-apocalyptic game, which is kind of funny with the whole radiation thing. But so now we put down our little fort here, I should say. And what we're going to do real quick is make a wooden door. Basically, what we're doing here is just building a quick area so we can get out of the nature area and get into our little building and build some things that we need. I'm going to start off by making a bow, which, yeah, actually, I got to wait. You can't build two things at once. You have to wait for the first thing to build. But you can build things in numbers. So when you click up, this shows, like, how many would you like to build and things like that of a certain item. But just that one item can be built at a time. Alright, so we've got our wood door. Now let's close this thing up. These things are a little weird. You have to get that right little spot. And once it turns green, you click it, and there your door is set. Guy asking, how do I use a furnace? So basically, how a furnace works is it just like a campfire. Alright, so now that we have our door, what you can do is actually hold down E and then change the lock on it. They changed this. I'm going to put a password in there. Actually, yeah, that's a good password. We'll just do that real quick. Somebody's going to come on and grief me. Like, hey, I know your password. So put a password in there and press OK. And now anybody that's a friend of yours wants to come into your buildings or things like that, you just give them the password and then they can come in, which I think is very cool. Alright, now we need to, not necessarily do we need to make a campfire right now. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and start making our, alright, so we've got a pipe shotgun, hand cannon, hunting bow, hatchet, and revolver. We're going to start with making the hunting bow. Make that real quick. Look at all this loot. I can actually, with the cloth, you can make helmets and chest, legs, boots, things like that. but it is also used for other things, so you want to be careful with how much you have. The best thing to do is get a weapon and be able to go farm some things. You can actually farm the red wolves and bears with a bow, and what I learned, my friend and I learned pretty quickly, is that you can shoot them from very far away. The range is ridiculous on those bows. So now we have a hunting bow. And what we're going to need now is, which a hunting bow costs 35 wood and 5 cloth. So that's what it's saying, is like hold on to your cloth. Now we need to make some arrows, which cost 1 stone and 4 wood. I think it was, every time you click this, I think up to, oh, that's way too many. We won't need that many. We're going to craft 8, and I think that makes like, it's like 16 or something like that. Actually, I think it makes a lot more than that. So they don't really have the tooltips set up yet to explain things. As you can see, there's no item description available, things like that, which they will fix once it gets around beta. Alright, I think actually this next big update they're going to be doing that, so we're still waiting on these arrows. They take a long time to build. What's that sound? Okay, yeah, that sound, there's like a little drum sound in the background. I never really understood what it was for, and my educated guess would be, because I tested to see when it went off and stuff, I think it tells when the sun is coming up or going down, or it becomes like afternoon type of things like that. But I'm not too quite sure. I might be completely wrong. Maybe it's just music, you know, who knows. But that's just my opinion on it. Because it does look like the sun's setting now and that music went off perfectly at the same time. But I'm not quite sure, so don't take my word for that. You could just easily go search it on Google or ask somebody in game. Somebody knows. Alright. Just waiting on these last arrows. So we've got our little base here set up, and we've got a weapon. See, I'll tell you when... Yeah, look at that. That's actually 32 arrows. My goodness. So we've got 32 arrows now. It is getting dark. Unfortunately, going out and hunting right now would not be a good idea. So what we'll do instead of that, instead of going out and hunting, we will set up a little home base type of thing here. We'll build a campfire real quick. Just get everything set up for when we do come back. We can just quickly get things cooking and things on the way. What I want to do is make a furnace as quick as I possibly can. That way I can get a hatchet and start building better weapons. And you really want to cook down that metal ore to make metal fragments. And that way you can get some cool things like metal window bars, metal doors, things like that. And then shotgun when you learn it. So, alright. Got our firewood. Now here's the thing, a lot of people thought that when you start the fire, you don't have to actually sit there and wait for that stuff to burn off. Actually, you can just take the wood out of there, because it puts it in there by holding E and going to use and then seeing what's actually in there. So we've got our fire done. I don't think we're going to have enough to make a furnace. Because, yeah, we need more stone and low-grade fuel. So that's what we're going to do next episode. We'll get the furnace down, and, well, actually, we'll come back to that. We'll get the furnace down, and then get started on making some better weapons and things like that. So, yeah, when we return, we will be at that point, and we'll get to owning some stuff. Alright, guys, so we will see you next time.